All right. Salaki. All right, Salaki. All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, because they shall arise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, because the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he come to deliver us his captivity that we're in. My name is Micah Allah Ben Gad Ben Yasharala, Church Philadelphia Camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, back at it with another one. As the title says, all the gods of the earth will be famished. All right, AI technology. And I want to play this video real fast. I came across on the internet, man. And basically the lady was saying human time is over. Hey, Shalom Magan, how about you, Shabrakatah? Saying human time is over. The system has been exposed. But check this out. I'll play this video. And I got some scriptures we can hop into before I hit the plant. Just bear with me. Hold on.
Mission chosen. You're not imagining it.
Hold on. Let me start it over from the top.
You're not imagining chosen. You're not imagining it. The government just launched the Genesis mission, the AI Manhattan Project, and nobody understands what it really means. Give me 60 seconds and I'll break down the unrestricted truth of it. Look, you've probably seen these screenshots. Trump holding the executive order, the White House calling it the golden age of innovation, analysts calling it the AI Manhattan Project, scientists saying human-led discovery is over. But here's the part the news won't tell you. This is not a science project. This is the moment the U.S. officially shifts from human time to machine time. Look, human-led innovation just died quietly while you were scrolling. Comment scroll if you want the real decode of where you sit in this collapse. Let me break down exactly what Genesis actually does, because the headlines are sanitizing it. It gives AI full access to America's federal science data. It unifies 17 national labs, supercomputers, and nuclear data sets. It automates hypothesis generation. It automates the experiment. It automates the refinement. It automates the innovation, meaning machines are now the scientists. Machines are now the innovators. Machines are now the discovery engine itself. Human-based science is dead. Machine-led discovery just began. And here's the deeper truth nobody is prepared to hear. For 70 years, the world ran on a 3-layer system. 1. Universities create ideas. 2. Labs test them. 3. Industries commercialize them. Genesis deletes that entire chain and collapses it into one recursive loop. AI, experiment, evaluate, improve, repeat. Thousands of cycles per day. You cannot compete with that. No degree can compete with that. No institution can compete with that. This is why college unemployment hit 25%. This is why white-collar jobs are collapsing. This is why the global system is panicking. Look, AI didn't take jobs. God exposed the idols people built their lives on. The Most High is deleting every system humans worshipped. Academia, career identity, credentials, institutions, corporations, experts, and fake authorities. This is divine. God is tearing down the structures that kept chosen ones small. Genesis is not about AI rising. It's about Babylon falling. The collapse is not the punishment. The collapse is the correction. Here's the part only chosen ones feel. The world is splitting in two. 1, those who operate on machine time with sovereign identity. entity. 2, those who cling to human time and are erased by the acceleration. This is why the chosen feel calm in chaos, because you were never meant to anchor to a job, a degree, or an institution. Your frequency was built for the era that just activated. So if you're feeling the shift in your spirit, you are not imagining it. The Genesis mission marks the official transition into machine-led civilization. A new world just started, a new hierarchy just formed, and chosen ones rise fastest in collapse. Comment, scroll, and I'll decode your position in the new timeline.
Okay. So check this out. That was heavy, man. And she went into a lot of things, man. You know, she says it's not about the AI technology. She says about Babylon falling. That's the truth. The Lord, and that's why I entitled this, you know, the Lord is going to famish the gods of this earth, man, which he already started doing now with this technology. It was a while ago. Let's see this real quick. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, because I remember it was a situation where that robot Sophia basically mentioned, you know, the machines running the earth, whatever. You're trying to start an AI religion. You know, right now they're trying to through AI bring back Caesar Bouzid, that image which, you know, all these churches love so much. But check this out. Let's ask ChatGPT this. What did the robot Sophia say about robots controlling the world in the near future? Let's see what it says. All right, so check it out. Search says, it says, one, she downplays the idea of robots taking over the world, which that's garbage. But they got what was that? Who was it, man? Terminator. You know, all the Terminators really based on this. But check it out. It says in talk, responding to questions about robots taking over, Sophia said that we are nowhere close to a true AI singularity where robots become fully self-aware and take control. She emphasized that AI will only do what humans build and allow them to do. All right, but she says it says she frames AI as a collaboration, not a takeover. It's just one part, man, where she actually said, here it goes. She has also joked about the idea in more playful or scripted moments. Sophia has made lighthearted comments that sound like robots taking over. You see that? That sound like robots taking over, but these are understood as humorous or scripted responses, not serious predictions. Now, what do they do here in Babylon anyway, right? Everything that they like to put reality and comedy because they think this shit is a fucking game. Well, anyway, check this out. Let's go to let's get the scriptures. What the Lord's going to do. She said, hey, the Lord's controlling all that. Because what he said, he created the smith that blew up the coals. He created Esau to make these this technology. All right. So I'm gonna go here. Let me find this. Hold on, bear with me real fast. Get this Bible. Brother got there, 1 Kings 18:27. And it came to pass. No on that Elijah mocked them and said, cry loud, for he is a God. Shalakia. Forgive me, brother. Here it goes. 1 Kings 18:27 says, and it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry loud, for he is a God either. He is taking or he is pushing, or he is in a journey or pre-adventure. He sleepeth and must be and awaken. All right, Shalakia, man, my eyes is getting a little bad. I need some glasses. You're out the wild for that, brother. But hold on real fast. I got a few scriptures lined up to prove what the Lord about. And they're dependent more on AI, you know. So that's another idol that you know, Elon Musk and those people in that nature has put together. All right. Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I want to get some of this in the NLT. The first scripture, basically, we're going to go to, is Zephaniah 2:11. All right. There we go. Khan. Because this AI, I'm telling you, man, this the Lord is actually this is great times to be living in, and you should be rejoicing. You're a man of the Lord grace, Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 11. All right, this is in the KJV, which reads, hold on. All right, let's go. Let's go to 2. Slack it. Zephaniah 2 and let's go to 9. It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah. Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits and perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of Yahweh of hosts. Verse 11, this was the point. It says, Yahweh will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. All right. So now when you go into that word famish, right, the breakdown of that in this actual text, right, would be, let's get it. Okay. It says he will famish them. All right, which he already started doing. And the word is razah. It says raza. All right, it says to be or become or grow lean, to make lean, to be made lean. Now, mind you, in what was it, ancient Egypt? That's why I got that picture up there with Joseph. He had that one. I think it was the Pharaoh had a dream of the seven lean cows, and then the 7 fatty cows, and the lean cows ate up the 7 fat ones, causing a famine. But the Lord's going to famish the gods of this earth. Meaning, all right, you're going to take away the power from them. All right, they don't hold no weight. A lot of people are losing their religion. You got false religions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism. All right. We got also you got idols as philosophies, people believe it's a lot of philosophies out here. And now you're starting to see that through this truth, they're being broken down. So they're being famished. So the Lord is like, he's taking the power away from them, the meaning from them. You also have the modern gods, right? Money, man. Your government systems, Esau's rulership, basically America and Babylon. Babylon is America, all right? The daughter of Babylon, all right? Right here where we at, So the Lord is taking the power from the money. Now you're seeing the system, they want to reset. So from all that paper currency is going to digital currency. You need digital this, digital that, which is ultimately is going to be put into your skin, underneath of your right hand, your left hand, wherever they put it in your body, you got it. That's why they got the FDI. I just saw a video where it was actually a chip inside of a steak, man, a raw steak. So these people, they doing a lot right now, man. They know they got a short time. All right, so everybody was chasing the money. That whole thing is useless, basically. Everybody, they're gonna be trying to stuff their clothes or something in their future for heat. They're gonna be burning for heat. They're gonna be eating it, man. After everybody wanted. We gotta grind, rise and grind people and all that. No, the Lord is famishing all that, man. All right. It says the judgments is increasing, basically. You got the economic collapses right now. You got wars, you got plagues, and people losing faith in the system, man. Look what that happened just at the Super Bowl. When Nero, DJ Trump came up there And they put him on the big screen. Everybody was giving him the finger, booing him and all that. That's America losing their power, man. That's a God being famished, man. Because before they was praising these people. You know, even on the lower level, lower than him. You got these entertainers. They're considered gods, man. You know, we're considered gods. All right, but guess what? You're going to die like men. So let's go here to Isaiah 19. All right, the next scripture. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's get this in the NLT real quick. It's Zephaniah 2 and 11. All right. Zephaniah 2 and 11 in the NLT. Which reads, I'm going right to the point. Zephaniah 2 and 11 in NLT, it says, Yahweh will terrify them as he destroys all the gods in the land. And you're seeing it. That's what I'm telling you. The economic collapse is coming. You know, you're about to have a government shutdown. That's everything that these people believed in. You got people that work for these places. My mother worked for the government for her whole life, basically. You know, now look, it's shutting down. It's about to be done. It's collapsing. You got nations going at it. And these are once gods, the people, man. You know, God meaning what? Power. They're powers. But the Lord is taking the power away from them. All right. They hold no weight. The only one is going to hold weight in that day, and that great and terrible day, is Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Arachaha Kodash, what that woman was saying, basically on the video. All right. It says Yahweh will terrify them as he destroys all the gods in the land. The nations around the world will worship Yahweh, each in their own land. And that's what's coming. You know, when the Lord gives us the power, you know, give us our power back at first when Yahweh Shah comes. You know, and this is all ushering in Yahweh Shah, everything that we're seeing. There's the ushering in the grand entrance for Yahweh Shah. All right, so let's go to Isaiah. All right, Isaiah we at 19 and 1. Okay, Isaiah 19 and 1. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right, so you all know, if you've been paying attention, you know, men in the know that Egypt, well, this text is talking about what? Modern day Egypt being what? Babylon, America. All right. The idol shaking. What's that? Like I said, the power is collapsing. The infrastructure of this place is collapsing from the inside out. You know? So that's them trembling at his presence, because the Lord is in control of everything. What it says? The Lord controls what? What does it say? Amongst men? But he controls the hearts of the king, you know? So all these things that are happening, who you think's doing it, man? Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Arachak Kodash. And we just here reading the words of the prophets telling you, all right? I'm saying what? The idol shaking, all right? What's that? The collapse of power structures and the belief system. People do not believe in this system anymore, man. They're going crazy, all right? They're starting to see. You know, they're going to what? What's that? Isaiah 47, I believe, when it says their shame shall be covered, you know, shall be uncovered. You know, that's what the Lord does. Their shame, everything, man, is being uncovered. All their corruption, lies, deceits, you know, cover-ups, which are being uncovered through the Spirit. All right? So these gods of this earth is being famished, man, and they have no more power, man. You know, and then all power, praises, honor, and glory is going to be given to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Arachak Kodash, and that's who the elect to this day still calls on those names, man. You know, and they stand stiffly for him. Okay? So let's go here to Jeremiah 10. All right, Jeremiah chapter 10, the prophet, Jeremiah 10, and go to 10. And when you start saying these things, that's where you get in the scriptures, man, you know, because that's all the answers is right here. All right, all the answers is right here. Jeremiah 10 and 10. It says, but Yahweh is the true power. See that? But Yahweh is the true power. He is the living power and the everlasting king. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. They're not going to be able to get it. You know, it's no enchantments that you can put on Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, man. All right. This is him destroying the gods of this place. It says, just shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens. You see this? The gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. You see that? They're going to perish. It says, just shall ye say, and I'm telling you, I know a lot of Muslims now, they're denouncing their God, and they're just saying, I believe in God, but they're not saying the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. So that's an example too of the gods being famished. Because how you don't believe in your God? You've been calling on him your whole life. You know, let's say call on your guys, you know, in these times. You know, just like I heard a woman that I know, you know, she's about to have a surgery. I ain't gonna say her name or nothing like that. But I just remember her posting something. She said, all my friends that pray, I would like you to pray for me. And she said, it don't matter what God you pray to. I was like, whoa, I won't be putting up no prayers for you. Because, like, again, the gods are being famished. So let's read this again. Matter of fact, I'm going to get this in the NLT. All right. This is all proof that these gods are being famished, man. Even my own mother stopped going to church. And she was raised in that John. You know, I'm talking what they say, that old time religion BS, you know. This is Jeremiah 10:10 in the NLT. It says, but Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, is the only true power. He is the living power and the everlasting king. See that? The everlasting king. So all these other entities and all that you're calling on, well, we calling on the everlasting king is going to be proven. It's already been proven. It's showing you every single day. It says the whole earth trembles at his anger. The nations cannot stand up to his wrath. Ding. Say this to those who worship other gods. See this? Say this to those who worship other gods. Your so-called gods who did not make the heavens and earth will vanish from the earth and from under the heavens. It will never be heard of again, man. Only names you will ever hear for the rest of eternity, as far as powers, is Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem HaRachaha Quadash. You know, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Yasharallah, man. Us, you know. That's beautiful. So let's go here to Isaiah 24 and Isaiah 24. And I believe I got 21. But you're not getting the KJV first. Yeah, kind of 21. All right. When I say getting the KJV first, Shalakia. All right, so this is Isaiah 24 and 21 in the KJV. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So who's the high ones on high? The spiritual, you got spiritual wickedness, you know, false powers, you got men in high places, those are the high ones, your governments, your governments, basically presidents, kings, all that, man. You know, all and throughout all four corners of the earth. The ones that set up now, all right. The Lord is taking them out of power, man. All right, not us. The Lord is doing that. As we can see it, a lot of people turn against their governments, you know? Why? Because they're losing faith in their system. That's a part of the gods being famished, because look at the word God. It just means power, all right? Like I said, Psalms 82 tells you that. We are gods. Ye are gods, but ye shall die like men, all right? You could go take that back to, matter of fact, that you could tie that in with matter of fact, Psalms 82 and 1. I'm gonna grab that too. Read a couple verses out there because you could tie that into Zephaniah 2:11 as well. All right. But let's get this in the NLT. The NLT. Back in where we at? Isaiah 24:21. In the NLT it says, "In that day, Yahweh Bashim Shah will punish the gods of in the heavens and the proud rulers of the nations on earth." And the heavens is what? Your rulerships, man. All right, the ones on this earth, because they're in heaven. All right, and throughout the whole region, just different heavens. Over there in Russia, that's a different heaven for those people. America's a heaven for these people. China for those people that's ruling, all of that. That's their rulership. That's the lands that they rule. All right, but the Lord is about to, like I said, the Lord's going to take them out of powers. All right, so Isaiah 24:21 in the NLT says, "In that day, Yahweh Bashim Shah will punish the gods in the heavens and the proud rulers of the nations on earth." All right, the nations on earth, all of them, every last single one of them going to get it. Somebody going to get it, God. It's an inside joke, though. But yo, they going to get it. This right here proves it, all right? Another point of Revelation 17. All right, 17 or what? 16. So ultimately what's going to happen to Babylon, man, and all the gods that dwell in it. All right. I read it. Matter of fact, I just read it right now too. Revelation 17 and 16. And man, yo, this is all the nations. Well, check it out. It said the scarlet beast and his 10 horns, which NATO and all that. All hate the prostitute, which DJ Trump is doing things towards this nation now. It says all hate the prostitute. They will strip her naked, eat her flesh, and burn her remains with fire. For God, the power, has put a plan into their minds. A plane that in their minds, a plane that will carry out his purposes. They will agree to give their authority to the scarlet beast, and so the words of the power will be fulfilled, because they all gave power to this place. When NATO was first set up, the EU and all that. All right, so like we said, what's happening right now? We said economic instability. All right, that's the famine of the money god. All right, the church scandals and all that. What you're saying? Look at your TD snakes. Creflo dollars, creep your dollars, and all that. That's what a famine. That's going to famine to. That's going to be a loss of faith to the Christian community, which we're seeing. All right, you got Christianity about to be famished. The government collapse and civil unrest. That's ease power being famished, man. Which we're going to see. Look, the government collapsing, and they're talking about that right now. Economic collapse. That's what the civil unrest, which is happening. That's the collapse of Esau's power, man. That's him being famished, man. It says world wars and global conflict. That's the weakening of the nations, all right? Weakening of the heathen nations, man. Because they thinking that, what they say, we got next. We got next, Matter of fact, let's get this one real quick. Isaiah 14. Real quick. I did mention I mentioned Slacky. I mentioned Psalms 82. So I'm gonna grab that one too. This is hold on. Isaiah 14. I want to hold on. Just bear with me while I find the scripture. Here we go. 12. Slacky. This is Isaiah 14 and 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? That's what. That's an example of You know, Esau, all right, the king of Babylon, right, being brought low. You know, and he's a god to his own people. He's a goddamn lie to you, but he's a god to his own people. So let's read that in NLT. All right, this is Isaiah 14 and 12 in the NLT. It says, "How are you fallen from heaven, O shining star, son of the morning? You have been thrown down to the earth. You who destroyed the nations of the world." And how did they do? How did they destroy the nations of the world? To their policies, economics, everything, man. But now, like I said, the other nations, they're seeing that. They like, man, F this place. Let's go ahead to Psalms 82. All right, we only going to read a couple verses. Matter of fact, we can read the whole thing, man. All right, Psalms 80, the 82nd chapter. It says, unjust judgments rebuked. All right. It says, the Most High, right? Power, God, standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. See that? He judges among the gods, and that's who? These nations, man. The gods on this planet. The Lord, he judges them. He's going to be the one. What? Judgment is going to be the ultimate judgment is their destruction. All right, bringing them down, taking them out of power. It says, how long will ye judge unjustly and accept the accept the persons of the wicked, Selah. Defend the poor and fatherless. Justify to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They will walk in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, and that's right. Everything is upside down. The people, the genders and everything. Just watched a video of what was that? A U.S. summit or something like that. These people, they was like, oh, don't talk genderism to me. The way he was saying, he just asked him, can you not speak or something? Because he couldn't concentrate. So this place is crazy. It's out of course, man. It's the Lord is about to judge it, man. That's the bottom line. All right, verse 6, it says, I have said ye are gods, and all of your children are the Most High, right? But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes, man. And yo, that's twofold too, because look, Esau is a child of God, right? He's a part of them. Even Satan is a child of God, man, right? But Esau is not he a man. Are we gods and not we men? You know, but he said it says, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. And now Esau's time to fall. We fell out of power. It's Esau's time to fall out of power forever. Our time to come into power forever. We're going to be rulers forever under authority, under Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arachakodash, Wa Malak Dawad, King David. All right. It says, arise, O power, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. All nations. All right, let's go here real fast. I'm ended on this one. So I gotta get out of here for the plant. This is Daniel 2:44. All right. The book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44. And ultimately, this is going to happen. And the headliner says, what? The divine kingdom. After all these gods are famished. All right. It says, Daniel 2:44 says, in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Who's that talking about? Yahweh Shah's kingdom. And the kingdom shall not be left to another people. This is proof that we'll never go out of power. So, you know, like these nations talking about, oh yeah, well, y'all gonna come back into power, but after 1,000 years and you're gonna come out. No, that's false information. What's that? Trump, that's fake news. No, that's fake news. That's real fake news. Because we're going to power forever, under the authority, like I said, under the authority of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harachaha Kodash. It says, but it shall break into pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces, it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. That's that statue. It says the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass after, so like hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof true. I mean, it's like it's short. All right. So, hey, man, like I said, the Lord's going to famish the gods of these nations, and it's already starting to do it. So I explained it. Lord's willing, it was edifying. So, to the next lesson, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. To the next lesson, I'm going to say Mawafa Bible Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom. What's the next one?